Okay, class, good evening. So, let's continue now on our discussion. So, in a contract of sale. So, now we will discuss price. So, we all know that a contract of sale has three essential elements. First, that essential requisites. First, that is consent. Second, that is the object. And at the same time, third is cost. So the cost will be that is the price or the consideration of the subject matter. So according to the law, price is the sum stipulated as the equivalent of the thing sold. So and also every incident taken into consideration for fixing of the same pot to debit of the vendee and agreed by him. So take note class, so price will be the consideration or the cost of the contract of sale. So according to the law, so if the price is not certain, the contract of sale is void. So by reason of absence of meeting of minds between the parties. So in the following circumstances, the price is considered certain. So number one, so the price is considered certain in the following rules. Number one, if the price agreed upon of a definite amount for the sale. So, ibig sabihin, so if the seller sold his car for 250,000 and the buyer accepts it, so the price is certain. So, next is if the price is certain with reference to another thing that is certain. So according to Article 1469, so let's say for example, so the seller sells to be a certain ring. So nagbenta ngayon si seller kay B ng ring. And then the price on seller side, he do not know. So, hindi niya alam kung magkano ang price. Ngayon, sabi ni seller, so, ibebenta ko na lang ito na ring ko for 20 bags of cement. So, ibig sabihin, if the 20 bags of cement, the price is certain, So, ibig sabihin, pupunta lang kayo ng hardware, magtatanong kung magkano yung 20 bags of cement. So, yun yung sinasabi sa number 2. If it be certain with reference to another thing that is certain. Next is number 3. If the determination of the price is left to the judgment of a specified person. So according to Article 1469, also, the price is certain if it will be left to the judgment of a specified person or third person. So, let's say for example, I have a land. So, may lupa ako. So, ibinebenta ko sa inyo. And then ngayon, since hindi ko ma-fix yung price, and also, you as the buyer, hindi mo din ma-fix yung price. So, ano yung gagawin natin? So, napag-usapan na yung registry of deeds yung mag-fix ng price. So, let's say for example, sabi ng registry of deeds, 500,000. So, if me as the seller and you as the buyer agrees with the 500,000 as amount of the price of the land, so sabi sa Article 1469, the price is certain. So, pwede tayong magtanong sa third person. Next, what if the third person is may nakalagay na provisions doon sa Article 1469, what if the third person or persons are unable or unwilling to fix the price? The contract shall be inefficacious unless the parties subsequently agree upon the price. So, ibig sabihin, si third person, ayaw niyang magkomento, ayaw niyang magsalita about the price. So, ang mangyayari sa kontrata ngayon is inefficacious. Ibig sabihin, magiging void yung contract of sale because the price is not certain. Next is, how about if the third person or persons acted in bad faith or by mistake? So, what if yung third person is acted in bad faith? or by mistake. So, bad faith, ibig sabihin, nakipag-connive siya kay buyer or di kaya nagkamali siya sa price. So, anong mangyayari? So, the price will be fixed by the court. So, ang korte na ang bahala. Mag-fix doon sa price. So, next thing is, how about the third person or persons are prevented from fixing the price or terms by the fault of the seller or buyer? The party not in fault may have such remedies against the party at fault as allowed the seller or buyer as the case may be. So, ano daw ang mangyayari kung, let's say for example, si third party ay nagbigay na ng kanyang price. So in Article 1469, so let the third party fix the price. And what if si seller ngayon is acted in bad faith? So, ang gagawin ngayon, the remedy available to buyer is he will fix the price. So, ibig sabihin, si buyer na ang mag-fix ng price. So, if the price fixed by the buyer is tinanggap na ngayon ni seller, so the price is certain. So, the contract of sale will become now valid. So, next, number 4. So, if the price fixed is that which the thing sold would have on a definite day or in a particular exchange market, or when an amount is fixed above or below the price on such day or in such exchange or market provided amount is certain. So, just like for example, me as a seller, you as a buyer. So, ibinebenta ko sa inyo yung lupa ko. Ngayon, since hindi ko alam kung magkano yung presyo, so I cannot fix the price for my land. So let's say, sabihin natin 300 square meter. Ngayon, napag-usapan natin na how about yung magiging presyo na lang is 20,000 shares ng San Miguel Corporation on this day. So, ang gagawin natin, so ibabase natin yung amount or the price ng lupa ko doon sa kung magkano ang shares ng San Miguel Corporation. So, if me as a seller and you as a buyer agree on that term, so the price is certain. So, yun yung sinasabi dyan na would have on a definite day. So, pwedeng bukas. So, let's for example, magkano ba ang presyo ng shares of stock ng San Miguel Corporation bukas? So, if napag-usapan, ayan yung napag-usapan natin, so the price is certain there. Or di kaya particular exchange market or any amount fixed above or below the price. So, as long as me as a seller, you as a buyer, agreed on the price. So, pwedeng ganun ang mangyari. So, next is, how about what will be the effect if the price cannot be determined? So, ano ang effect sa kontrata? So, the sale shall be inefficacious. However, if the thing or any part thereof has been delivered to and appropriated by the buyer, he must pay a reasonable price. Therefore, what is reasonable price is a question of fact dependent on the circumstances of each particular case. So, this is Article 1474. So, kapag hindi daw na-fix yung price, ang sale or the contract of sale will become inefficacious or it will becomes void. So, but, just for example, nagbenta ko sa inyo ng lupa worth 500,000. You as a buyer, nagbigay ka 300,000. So, kapag tinanggap ko yung 300,000, the contract of sale is valid. Kasi, by accepting the 300,000, ibig sabihin, I agree on the price. So, next is, what will be if there is a gross inadequacy of price? So, what is gross inadequacy of price? So, gross inadequacy of price does not affect a contract of sale. So, does not affect the contract of sale except as it may indicate a defect in the consent or that the parties really intended a donation or some other act or contract. So, ganito yung mangyayari sa gross inadequacy of price. So, what if nagbenta ako sa inyo ng lupa worth 300,000. But the actual market value of the land is amounting to 500,000. So nagbenta ako sa inyo 300,000, but the actual market value is 500,000. So ano ibig sabihin, there is an inadequacy of price there, right? Kasi kung tutusin, 500,000 yung presyo, but naibenta lang for 300,000. So the contract of sale there does not affect. So gross inadequacy price does not affect the contract of sale. The contract of sale will become valid also. So magiging valid pa rin siya. So pero what if nag-indicate that the consent, like when it amount to mistake, error, or fraud on which the contract is voidable. So, ibig sabihin, yung consent doon is nagkaroon ng mistake, nagkaroon ng error, or nagkaroon ng fraud. So, the contract will become voidable. So, there is gross inadequacy of price if the reasonable man will not agree to dispose of his property. So, here an example. Si seller nagbenta ngayon kay B 80,000 a certain car. So si seller nagbenta ng kotse worth 80,000, but the actual value is 100,000. Gets? So kahit na the actual value is 100,000, pero the 80,000 na pag-usapan nila, so the contract is valid pa rin. So kahit may gross inadequacy sa price. So it will not affect the validity of the contract. However, papaano kapag si seller nag-agree na ibenta ngayon yung kanyang kotse for 80,000? So, pero B used insidious words or machination so that si seller would sell the car for the said price. So ito yung just for example. Si seller nag-agree na ibenta yung kotse kay buyer for 80,000. Pero ang ginawa ngayon ni buyer, hinipnotize niya ngayon si seller. So, the contract will become voidable there. Naintindihan? Because it is tantamount to fraud. So, panloloko yon. So, anong magiging remedy on the part of the seller? So, ang gagawin niya, ipapa-annul niya ngayon yung kontrata. So, annulment of the contract will be the remedy available to the seller by way of fraud. So next is, but if the contract entered to defraud a third party or creditors, the contract will becomes a rescissible. So ganito yung mangyayari sa gross inadequacy of price. What if nagbenta ako sa inyo ng lupa worth 500,000? Ngayon, binabenta ko sa inyo 500,000 but the actual value is 1 million. Para lang, kasi nga may utang ako sa third party, so sa ibang tao. Binabenta ko na lang sa inyo for 500,000 para hindi magamit ng third party. So, the contract will now becomes a rescissible contract. So, ano yung magiging remedy available on the third party or the third person? So, ang gagawin nila is to rescind the contract, ipare-recession. So, ito yung malinaw na example. Ako yung seller, kayo yung buyer. So, ngayon, since we have a contract, right? So, we have a contract of sale between you and me. Ngayon, since there is a third party, so meron akong utang doon sa ibang tao. So, para hindi ako makapagbayad doon sa ibang tao, ibebenta ko lahat sa inyo ang ari-arian ko, including the land. So, ibig sabihin, parang ginagawa ko, dinidefraud ko or gumagawa ako ng fraud para lang hindi makapagbayad sa third party. So, ano ang magiging available on the third party? So, ang gagawin niya is rescission. Pupunta siya ng korte, ipapakancel yung kontrata nating dalawa. Naintindihan? So, kapag na-cancel na yung kontrata nating dalawa, which is the contract of sale, so the third party now can claim, pwede na silang maningil yung claims nila sa akin. So, okay? So, naintindihan?